Hello, this is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. I was gonna watch more anime today, but I didn't get around to it. So unfortunately, I have to report that the only anime I've seen recently is uh one of the Yu-Gi-Oh movies that was surprisingly good.
Yes. Hello. Um, I am Joey, and that is also all of the anime I've seen recently. Listen,
Yeah, yeah, we're subject matter experts here, aren't we?
listen, we have the ADHDs. Oh, the Yu-Gi-Oh movie it was pretty good. The deal is it takes place a little bit after sort of the main series.
Yeah,
Um,
after the season that was mostly about Yugi, and before any of
yes.
the shit that's mostly not about Yugi.
Yes. The whole thing is mostly as Louis has described it, quote, Kaiba doing a bunch of really gay stuff for the Pharaoh. End quote.
This is an accurate summation. Also, film more aware of itself than I would have
Yes.
expected.
Yeah, because they're having fun, but they're like they're also playing it straight enough that you're just like anyhow, yeah, they have like lots of duels. The story is like surprisingly, it's solid and it's also like surprisingly touching. And
The the duels were actually the least interesting part for me, which I think it's very funny. Um,
the duels were fun because they'll just be doing like they're doing it at a faster
they'd just
pace
be
than you
doing
would.
arbitrary shit.
I don't think it's arbitrary. I think it's just so fast paced that if you're not like a player of the game, you're just like, what? Why are they doing 7 moves in a row? It feels like they're not. It's just they've switched up the pacing to keep it,
I don't
interesting.
know how true this really is to the card game, but I don't know how much it matters. But
Yeah. Anyhow, our one
I
bro
summon
summoning nothing but
I
VGM.
summon an additional VJam and end my turn before more VJam.
VGM, what was it? Sacrifices itself to become Cube Lord, spawn of the Cube Zone. I don't.
Surprisingly few cubes in these designs.
Oh fuck.
Do not expect a Romeo out of this. But
There's usually a little cube in there somewhere, but
only on the biggest ones. But anyway, I only have one thing to say about this, which is I
mhm.
thought long and hard about it. Oh, also, this film is shockingly well animated. Like it looks
Yeah,
very nice.
it looked
Um,
good.
and
Like,
yeah, so the only useful thought I came up with during this whole time is I sat there and I got lightly sloshed the whole time. I was sitting around drinking tequila and orange juice while I was watching this. And about an hour into it, I just looked at it and he said, "You know what? Fuck it. I actually like the Yu-Gi-Oh guy's art style."
yes,
Everyone
it's
looks like
good.
everyone looks like a complete freak, but they look like a complete freak in exactly the same way. It is
It's
internally consistent to a fault.
like I think like the style is endearing. I like it. Anyhow,
um,
Yugi believes in the heart of the cards, and that's what saves the day in the end.
some
Really,
of these
truly.
characters are absolute freaks, but like I said, they are absolute freaks in the way that JoJo incidental characters are absolute freaks, and I love them.
Yes. So,
I lo-
needless to say, we're all fans here.
I love for them to go and see a bank teller in a JoJo part, and him to be like a fucking goblin. Like,
uh,
why did that kid in part four have so many knobs on his head? What was wrong with
yeah, who
it?
knows? That's just
Um,
how humans are in that universe. But anyhow,
but yeah, who
that's
are you?
anime. I've already said my name is Joey. That's what I've done this week.
That's
Whole
all we
hell of a
did.
lot else. Um, do you have news for us?
I have some news. Do you want to hear the news?
Yes, let's have it.
I have a slightly two-parter because one of it's a bit nothing, but it is a.
Okay.
Star Wars has announced an anime about Grogu.
Aw, a Grogu anime. That's
And
fun.
I actually think that's a little overblown because it appears to be a series of web shorts. They're going to release like one or two
Okay.
episodes of a month.
So it's not. It's just gonna be a little, just a mini. How does the style look? Is it cute? Is it good?
It's very cute.
Aw, I
It
do
is
love that little guy.
has extremely thick colored line art.
Nice.
Um, but actually, hidden inside of this sort of nothing announcement was, oh yeah, we're also going to make Visions 3.
What?
Yeah, we're also going to make Star Wars Visions 3. So just more of that in
I don't even
2025.
know what
I have
2
covered
and 1
Star
are.
Wars Visions 1 and 2 extensively on this podcast. So,
Well,
mm,
well,
mm,
have you?
they are a series of anime short films, a
Well,
collection of short
have
films,
we
each of them.
seen the short films?
I have seen the trailers for them. I need to sit down and watch them because they actually look quite interesting. Um,
Well, maybe we should watch those
it's
sometime.
very animatrix,
Okay,
basically, and the
cool.
animatrix fucking ruled. So,
Never saw that either, but I'll take your word for it.
okay, the bad news in the middle of the sandwich. Studio Ghibli has released a warning in 3 language criticizing sales of illegally copied artwork. Now, you would be tempted to say, "Oh, you can, this is this like pushing around fan artists?" No,
Uh,
absolutely not. They are talking about people issuing like high quality like reproductions and counterfeits of
Oh.
Studio Ghibli paintings for
Oh.
large amounts of money,
Oh no.
which is no good.
That sucks.
Do not if you're interested in buying such a thing, which I understand. Do make sure who you're buying it from.
Yeah, that suckskis.
Get it
Get
from
it
the
from the
source.
straight from the tap, baby.
So yeah, that's bad. Um, and finally, this is a rumor mill thing because it actually hasn't been confirmed despite the original tweet. Um, rumor has it that one Hatsune Miku is coming to Fortnite,
Yes.
according to a couple of leak Twitters who have zero other information to offer about that. We when we reached out to Miss Miku herself, she responded, "quote World is mine," and then atomized our correspondent. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Rest in peace, Jimmy.
um, so you want to see something? You want to see
Mm,
something that Louis left us to
y-
watch?
yeah, he did cough it up on our doorstep, so we might as well do something with it, you
Why are
know.
people adding me in a Discord while I am doing a podcast? um, do you want to see Blue Box?
Blue box. Okay.
Oh no, Hako.
Ooh. It sounds familiar. Let's
That's gotta be the way you say it, but I felt
Hacko.
like such a stupid weeb trying to say.
Wow. Emma would be disappointed, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure I'll get chewed out for that pretty soon. Break me off a piece of that cot cat ball.
Yeah.
What's net Nez Nez and Nez coffee?
I don't
Nez
know what
coffee
the
Z,
hell
there's
you're
a
talking
Z.
about.
The
That's
the
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 brand?
brand.
I
Yeah, the
can't read it
brand.
from here.
um we helpfully have a screenshot of the Cot Cat bar. Which looks like too broad. But
Nez Siafi.
Nez the
Fascinating.
coffee.
Anyhow.
I'm gonna read this blurb.
Yep. Read it for us.
I will do it. Me. Um, every morning, incoming first year Taiki Inomata hurries to his high school gym in order to further refine his badminton skills. Badminton.
It's bad.
However, his true motivation stems from sharing the otherwise empty gym with the second year, Chinatsu Kano, Taiki's crush and the star player of the girls' basketball team. Although Chinatsu seems unapproachable, Taiki gradually finds opportunities to get to know her little by little. Unbeknownst to Taiki, his tireless work ethic and admiration motivate Chinatsu to work harder and strive to achieve her greatest ambitions. When her family must suddenly move overseas for work, Chinatsu decides to remain in Japan and shoot for victory at the national level. With nowhere to stay, she is taken in by Taiki's mother, who is a longtime friends with Chinatsu's own. Overwhelmed by the new reality of living alongside the girl he loves, Taiki resolves to join Chinatsu at the national level in his own sport, and grow closer to her in the process. Still, despite being good enough to catch his coach's eye, Taiki must fight an uphill battle to qualify for a spot on the starting team. Cheered on by both Chinatsu and gymnast Tina Chono,
Joe, no.
I'm just thinking of that Knuckles sound clip from Sonic Adventure. Chono. Um, Taiki aims to make a name for himself amongst his powerful upperclassmen.
hmm
So I didn't read the blurb before this. So this was actually a shock reveal. Um,
Yeah, no, me neither.
so yeah, let's get into this because I have a sneaking suspicion that as a pure anime, as a pure romance anime, it will have a long way to go to capture your attention, Jojo.
Listen, we'll talk about it. We'll talk
This
about it.
show doesn't even really have jokes in it. So
We'll talk about it.
so yeah, yeah, we open on someone jogging to school in the early hours of the morning, or quite early. The sun isn't fully up yet,
hmm
and he is booking it
Yeah.
through the autumn. Uh, Actually, it's got to be early spring, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not sure.
he's booking it. While we're intercutting that with scenes of a girl practicing her basketball throws, which
hmm
I have to appreciate the fact that they have given the male protagonist the dork sport,
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him.
making Chinatsu like just genuinely cooler than
Well, he also explains why he does badminton later in the episode, which
which
we'll
is
get to.
actually pretty funny.
It's pretty good.
It's a very small joke,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, yeah, she's practicing her free throws. That appears to be the only thing she practices, other than whooping the shit out of amateurs. But um, but yeah, he's running there because yeah, he's laying it out for us. Every morning, he rushes to the school gym to be the first one there to practice badminton. Uh, but he's never the first one there because there's always somebody there before him, and that's Chinatsu. Um, were you going to call her Chinatsu or just Kano?
Uh,
Kano-san seems like less of a mouthful.
yeah, maybe kind of.
Um, but yeah, Kano is there every morning, and to punctuate this, as he slides the door open, she elbows a basketball into his face, trying to perfect an elbow pass.
He's
Um,
like, "Oh God, sorry."
so yeah, oh, because he falls to his knees, and she's just like, "Oh God, sorry," and she's looking at his forehead, and she's like, "Oh, it's turning red. Let me see it." Um, and this is funny to me because I can already tell this girl likes him.
Yeah. Yeah, she likes
And
him.
he simply cannot see it. Um,
That's high schooler stuff though.
um, it's just like I might have been I would probably have been able to tell as a high school guy. And I was dull. I was like really thick about that kind of shit. Um,
well, mm, mm.
um, listen, listen. I think even teenage boys know the sign that hey, if a girl
Hey, if
makes excuses to touch you,
yeah.
there might be something going on there. Um, but
If a girl pulls the "let me see."
mhm. But yeah, she gives him but she feels bad about it, so she gives him a cat bar from her pocket,
Yeah. She's like,
which
"Here,
has
a
got to be
snack."
melted.
Yeah, because she
She's
was
been
playing sports. She's
practicing
been
free
sweaty.
throws all morning. Um, so yeah. And then he sets up his own thing. By the way, this gym is fucking enormous. And the
Yes.
fact that they all like all of the denominations of sports practice in it at the same time, which is shown later, very funny to me.
It's very chaotic.
Presumably except for the fucking swimmers. But
I did like that scene because it was just like hundreds of people on this like court and
you know
just
it smelled
very
crazy in
noisy. Oh my
there.
god. Oh
Um,
my god.
gymnasium in the Greek sense. Um, so yeah, they have that little interaction. And yeah, as he's talking about it, it's just like all everybody practices together, and I practice, and she's second best on the basketball team. She's like going to be their ace.
Mhm.
Uh, and he's just a guy who practices with the senior team.
Mhm.
He's sort of beneath notice. He's a bench warmer, as they would say in football. Uh, I warmed to the bench every now and then. I understand the feeling. Um, until I was employed to crush people on the line. But
Yes. Yes. Yes.
um, not as glamorous as you would have. But anyway, not enough about my life. Yeah, because we've moved on to the scene where there's very few classroom scenes here. Actually,
Not almost
their
none.
their education seems to be mostly
They do
irrelevant.
note that it's like a sports specific
It is a
school.
combined junior and senior high, and it is a private school, and it is known for turning out athletes.
Yeah.
Um, the so yeah, during the scene where literally fucking everyone is practicing their sports at the same time, we see the whole thing. They start off with ribbon corps, like the
Mhm.
fucking ribbon dancers.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, Japan's got a lot of sports they care about. My high school had um a basketball team and a football team, and I think there was a volleyball team.
Literally, the best part about watching sports anime on here is that you begin dumping your high school
Yeah, yeah,
sports lore, and
yeah, yeah.
it's the best part to me.
You enjoy the Magpie
I do.
sports
I
lore.
enjoy the Magpie Deep lore.
I only played like a year of high school football too. Like I don't
Oh,
have
what a
that much
year!
lore.
What a year, huh?
What a year. Yeah, I hated it. I hated everybody on my team, and half of them
Oh,
ended up going to prison later. So
uh-oh. And then you broke your fingers.
and then I no, I managed to
Was it
break
your
all of
toes?
I managed to break all of my fingers in the pre-high school
Oh,
years.
okay. All right. All
Um,
right. Okay. Okay.
uh,
Anyhow, let's get back to the show. Um,
um, but yeah, yeah, like there's fucking ribbon dancers there. There's a tennis team. It looks like
there's a
they're
goblin. There's a
playing.
goblin on the court.
There's a goblin. Goblin caught on tape. Um,
The pink-haired girl.
oh, okay, yeah. Well, she's a swimmer too, so she came out specifically to harass him. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so he's just sort of looking at her from across the court and just being like, ah, yeah,
I think he said something
she,
like, "I could
she
marry
spoke to
her."
me. It's like I could marry that girl. It's just like wait, and his friend is just like, what are you talking about? Just be like, I want to get up every morning and see her face first thing, and he's just like, that's
Wow.
absolutely not going to happen.
Lofty goals, dude.
um, and he's good to have ambition because it helps him not be cringe. Um, because the guy is just laying it out. It's just like, listen, she's going to be a star. So if I
Mhm.
had to put it in terms of a tournament bracket, she's like a seeded school, and you're like the one that gets knocked out in the first round. And
Yeah.
he's just like, oh man, you don't have to be like that. And
Dude.
he lessens up. He lightens up on him. He's just like, at least learn her name or something. Try and get the round two first. And he's just like, I know, listen, I know I don't have much of a chance, but sometimes it's fun to go up against a seeded school.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't win if you don't play.
Yep.
um,
Good for
which
him.
is good for him. And then he gets assaulted by a swimmer. She's just like, what are you boys talking about? He's just like, and I don't understand the reference here. I think it may be the way she greets them, but it's just like, what are you in elementary school?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
She's just like, absolutely not. As of this year, I'm a high schooler just like you, and I've even grown 7 centimeters. And he's like, you're still below 150. Um, and
And
he's
then,
just like, well, you're not even at 170. And I just look at my own height in Google, and I'm just like, ha ha, oh.
ah, a goblin.
Look at
He's
the
like, oh,
troubles of
aren't you
these
cute? Oh,
the,
aren't you cute and little?
the doings of these smaller people.
Yeah, the other friend is just like, oh, wow, you're both like elementary
It's just
schoolers.
like, what's wrong with you? I'm trying to play fucking badminton.
Please.
The funny thing is to be a participant in a dork sport and then to be like really serious. It is
Yeah,
very funny.
it is funny.
It's like I only take two things seriously: God and badminton. um. So yeah, uh they have this conversation, and there is a a little scene break because she just starts kicking him in the ass over and over again about the short comment.
Yeah.
And then they sort of come back to it, and it's just like, just for reference, what kind of things do girls like? And she's just like,
Hmm.
oh, in a relationship? Well, it's very important that you be confident and relaxed, never be
Uh-huh.
weak, and also the most important thing is physical beauty. It's just like, I don't even know why I asked her. Her
Hmm.
tastes are way too specific. Um, what's the next scene from
I
this?
think the next scene is she like pink haired girl. I need to remember her name, but I
I
cannot.
I don't know. I don't even know if they said her name.
They
Um,
did, I think. It was
Jono.
at least in the blurb.
Hina is good.
Hina, yes, yes. Hina's just like catches him, I think, looking over at our
Yeah, because he's putting his I think he's putting his stuff away in the shoe cubbies, and
mhm.
he passes by Kano outside talking to an older man. He's just like, hmm. It's just like, it's Kano and
Wow.
the girls basketball coach.
Yeah, they look so serious.
They look so serious, and Hina uh creeps up on him, and
She's
she's
just
just
like,
like, "What's
shouldn't
up?
you
What's up, dude?
Hey, what you
Uh,
doing?
what you doing?" And he's just like, "Nothing." They just look really serious, you know. And as he's walking away, he's just like, I saw her walking with a boy the other day. And he's like, "What?"
She's
He's
like,
just like,
haha, just
"Just
kidding.
kidding."
Got you.
And he's just like, "Oh, you bitch! What's wrong with you?"
It's very
Uh,
funny.
and he goes home.
Hmm.
Um, so the next morning he comes in. It's a cold day. He's got his
He's got his
scarf
big
on.
blue scarf on.
And he comes in, and Kano is sitting on the steps outside the gym in a very picturesque scene, and he's just like, "Huh, I wonder if it's locked." And he just sort of hangs around, and he's just like, Now's my chance to like talk to her. Like, how should I talk to her? Can I like introduce myself?" And he's like, "No, that would be too forward. That would be awkward." It's just like, maybe I should ask what she's reading. And he looks over her shoulder, and she's reading like how to set up a fork play in
Yeah, it's like
basketball.
very technical
And he's
basketball
just like, that's not
material.
gonna fucking work.
He's like, oh man.
That's just gonna make me look stupid.
He's like, I guess
Um,
I won't say anything.
and
Hmm.
then it's just like, I guess I won't say anything for now. And she sneezes, and he just goes, "Oh, here, you should use my scarf because it's
Here,
cold."
have
And
a
then he's
scarf,
like,
and also I have hot coffee, and also I have a hand warmer, and also.
"Oh fuck, I overplayed my hand. I came on too strong." And she laughs at him. She's just she just starts giggling at him. It's just like, He's just like, I just wanted to see what else you would try and hand me.
Yeah.
And he starts looking at his bag again. He's just like, I'm joking. And then he sneezes, and she's just like, here. It's like, have your scarf back. And she ties it for him. Um,
Yeah.
she ties it for
Girl.
him, and he's sitting there thinking, he's just like, isn't this like a wife tying her husband's tie? Which is delusional on his
Like it's
on
a
his
little
part.
much, but also like yeah, like it
But
is a little
also
bit like,
it's
she likes
it's
you a little bit.
it's also it's yeah, it's strikingly intimate.
Mhm.
And yeah, she has made another excuse to touch him, basically,
Yes. Yes.
because she gets her hand stuck in there, and she's like, "Oh, sorry." And he's just like, it's just like, you're oddly cool. And
And
then
she says
the
his name.
Yeah, and she says his name. She says, "Stay warm, Inomata Taiki." And he's just like, "My name? You said my name. How did you know my name?" And she's just like, "Huh? I wonder how." And he looks down, and he looks down. He's just like, "And you've got a great mom, by the way." And he goes, "What?" And he looks down, and he can see the label on his scarf has his name written on it in Sharpie. And he's just like, "Oh, this is embarrassing."
He's just like, "Ah, I'm gonna die."
She said my name though.
Oh my god.
Which is a Japaneseism that doesn't translate too well to American. Like, somebody remembering your name is something,
Yeah.
but I I don't think it has the same weight
No,
in
I don't think
English.
so.
um, but yeah, what's the God? I keep forgetting what happens in between scenes.
I think the next scene is they're gonna go in and they're gonna do like one-on-one. They're
Oh
maybe
yeah,
maybe have like a little.
they pop in, and they're talking basically while he gets set up. And it comes down. No, wait, that's later. That's later.
I'm
The
not
one-on-one
sure.
game is later. Uh,
It's the next thing I have written. She schooled him.
but yeah, I think he's talking to some of the other athletes. Oh yeah, no, it's the end of the day. Yeah, that's where that
Okay.
scene is.
Yeah,
Is at
yeah,
the
yeah.
end of the day, they're all packing up their stuff, and they're getting ready to go home. And he goes, "Oh shit, I left my towel in the gym. I better go
Oh
back to the gym."
yeah,
And he goes back,
because
and
she's still there.
he sees the lights are on, and she's still shooting hoops. Uh, and he's just like, "Damn, do you live like this?" And he's just like, "You shouldn't overwork yourself." And she's like, "You're probably right, but I just wasn't satisfied with how I played in practice today, so I wanted to play a little bit more."
Mhm.
And she's just like, "Wow, she must really love basketball." And it's just like, "Yes, she does, my man." She's got a basketball,
Ball
Jones.
is life.
Ball is life. Uh, and then she's like, hey, play me. She's like, we'll play one on one. And to his credit, he doesn't hesitate. This
Yeah.
is the correct time to take initiative.
Yes.
Like, yeah, drop your fucking jacket right there and get ready to ball. Uh, and she fucking trounces him, of
Yep.
course, um, because of course she does. And
Mhm.
I don't even know why he would be surprised.
Mhm.
Um, but he's sitting there panting, and she's just like, you move pretty good. It must be all the badminton you play. It's like, yeah, but oh boy, that was embarrassing. And she's just like, you're in here every morning. I'm really impressed. And he's just like, you're one to talk. She's like, what do you
Yep.
mean? It's just like, it was meant to be a compliment. And he remembers. It's just like, well, like, aren't you practicing? Don't you practice almost too much? Like, I remember at the beginning of the term, like right after you had left the junior basketball team, I saw you in here practicing, even though it was almost summer. Uh, and it cuts to a scene where, yeah, he was just coming to collect his stuff from the gym, and she is there throwing free throws and actively weeping.
Yeah, tears streaming all the way down her face.
And he's just like I remembered that you had uh, almost made the nationals,
Mhm.
but had lost by a hair. And how disappointed you must have been. So then you immediately came to practice, and that inspired me to get up with the with the crack of dawn's ass and come in here and practice every day because I wanted to be more like you. Uh, and he's just like, "Oh God, did I?" Because the underlying tone of this is just like, "Oh God, did I say too
It's
much
like,
again?"
oh
And he
god, did
looks
I
up,
jump the
and she's
gun?
just absolutely enraptured with it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then that moment is destroyed by the local by like one of the gym teachers who'd be like, "Hey, you guys should go home.
Yeah.
It's like dark."
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
And then yeah, she's just like, "Let's clean up." And they clean up, and I love the way that you practice free throws. Is you just wheel a bunch of basketballs out and you don't pick them up till the end.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Just
Um,
the scene can be littered with orange eggs. Um,
I there is another moment in here that I want to point out because bear with me for a moment.
mm,
Um, he brushes her hand again, and like this is like the second time in this episode that he has made a comment about her low body temperature,
mm.
and for some, for, for some reason, my brain said, "What if she is a basketball vampire?
Okay. Does
Why?
she
Why? Why
does
was
she
that?"
does she need people to live?
She
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 come out at night?
she sucks the balls when no one's looking.
Are you okay? Anyway, while JoJo is incapacitated, uh, I'm going to continue the story because yeah, they're wheeling the big push bin of balls away, and one of them bounces out, and she goes to get it, and so does Taiki at the same time. So they do the meet cute thing, you
It's very
know,
charming.
avocado time. Oh,
Yeah.
Miku, Um, yeah, they brush fingertips again, and it's cute. And they both feel it, you can tell. Um,
Mhm.
and you're just like, wow, that's cute. All right, cool.
Cool. Time to go
Next
home.
scene. Because the next scene is tomorrow. And it is he's getting ready to go to school, and his mom is there. And you know what? I like whenever like romance anime show like the parents because sometimes
Yeah.
they don't fucking exist.
Yeah,
But
sometimes you're just like, "Yeah, our parents are out of the country indefinitely."
I like it even better whenever their parents look like adults.
Yeah.
Because yeah, Taiki's dad and mom look like middle-aged people, which is
Yeah.
good.
It's
Um,
good.
but yeah, she's just like, "Oh, your lunchbox is over there. I already made it." And as he's walking by, he sees a magazine open to an article about Kano because yeah, she's up and coming in high school sports in the local area. She's
Mhm.
popular. She's got charisma. Uh,
Everyone loves her.
and he just like, "Oh, Kano senpai," and his mom is just like, "Oh, do you know her?" She's just like, "Oh yeah, sort of incidentally." She's just like, "Yeah, I was on a basketball team with her mom."
Mhm. Yep.
It's just
All
like,
the
"Yeah,
moms.
we got on pretty well." I didn't ever expect her to get this good though. He's just like, "Wow." It's just like, "Yeah, it's such a shame though."
You
We
know?
keep in touch, and they're going to move overseas soon. He's just like, what do you mean?" He's just like, "Yeah, in like March." And he just books it out of the room. She's like, "Tiger?"
He's like, "Oh
Um,
god, she's moving away.
it's
I
just
got to
like,
say something to her."
and to his credit, this monologue that he goes on while he is running is not about himself
Mhm.
because he is horrified that she will have to like leave all of her achievements
Yeah, 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 yeah. Which
with
like good
everything
for
that she
him.
practiced so hard for.
Mhm.
And he bursts into the gym where she is throwing her free throws, and he says as much to her. And there's a beat, and I was just like, "Oh, this is cringe."
He's like, don't give up your dreams. Even if you
Don't.
go overseas, you have to
Um,
make the nationals."
and she's just like, "Yeah,
Eh,
to
yeah.
be more precise, though, my parents are going overseas. I decided to
I'm
stay
yeah, I'm staying with an acquaintance.
to make it to nationals because of you."
And he's like, "Ha."
What? Yeah, because I see you in here every day,
Aw.
every day training so hard. And he's just like, oh. And there's like a moment of silence between them. It's very nice. And then she throws him the ball, and she's just like, let's play one on one again sometime. Uh, and the scene cuts away from there, and I was just like, I wonder how he extricated himself in that situation.
I know.
Because the next scene is him laying in bed, and he's just like, oh God, I said something really
He's like,
embarrassing,
"Oh, that
didn't
was
I?
cringe." He does like this. He pulls the blanket up and flails around. It's really funny.
He does the cringe tornado. He does the cringe movement that if you did it in public, people would assume you were a threatening mentally ill person.
Stop.
Uh, yeah, but he's just like, huh, I'm glad it's Sunday. So, like, I don't, this is one morning I don't want to see Senpai.
Uh,
And he walks downstairs in his sweats, and he slides the door open, and Kano-chan is there, in her uniform with a cup of coffee. And she says, oh, Taiki, good
Hi.
morning. And he says, what the fuck is Kano-chan doing in my house? This is where I got kind of disappointed, actually, because
Oh,
I feel like this is old. I
yeah.
feel like this conceit is worn out.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Your crush moves in with you.
the crush
Yada yada.
inexplicably moves in with you because of the scripts over there. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and yeah, his mom is just like, oh yeah, Taiki, you're up. Just like, yeah, this is Shinatsu Kano. She's going to be staying with us for a while, and Shinatsu's mom is there as well. Uh, and she's like, we talked about this.
Hmm.
We didn't get to see that.
Well, I think we talked about it meant she started to say something and he ran out the door in a panic. I think that's really what happened. Um,
But yeah, that's the end of it. So what do we have to say
that's the
about
episode.
this?
This okay.
I've been barking for so long. Let me rest. Say something.
My thoughts. Listen. You know me. You know the hardest anime for me to consume. Slice of life, sports, romance. This
Mm-hmm.
is kind of all three of those.
Mm-hmm.
But let me but in terms of those things, this one's like up there. This was really like this was cute. This was charming. It looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely some art styles happening here. Um, uh, the pacing, I think the pacing was pretty good. It didn't it like I never felt really especially bored watching this. You know what I'm saying? Um, which again, I kind of have trouble with the slice of lifey sort of ones sometimes if it's
Mm-hmm.
too little too slow paced. But I didn't feel like this was too slow. Good OP and outro. Um, this is like listen, this is a solid anime. If you are a sports anime enjoyer, if you are a romance like we can't even call this rom com. This is
This is a
romance.
rom.
This is rom. Slice of life.
Oh,
Um,
rom.
it's cute. I listen.
Grant
I
me eyes like you once did the vacuous rom.
listen. It's not gonna. It's probably not like a super high priority with my like watching list, but I could see myself watching more of this. I actually could.
There's a show that has an art style very similar to this that I cannot remember, but I
Um,
really like that art style.
yeah,
Because I won't say it's realistic because it's not. But
it's a little like it's painty. It's like
it's
what am I trying to say?
they don't have they don't have like the flesh pentagon faces
Yeah, it's
like that.
kind of like soft. They
Yeah,
they have like lots of lighting effects that look really good. Um,
um yeah, they have like a really nice like line art style.
mhm.
It's like lightly colored.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, they got realistic proportions,
Mhm.
and it makes everyone pretty charming. For
Yeah.
instance, our male protagonist here is a very average Japanese guy.
Mhm.
Um, but even he has some charm to him. And I'll say that Kano is actually adorable.
Yeah.
Um, in pretty much every scene she's in.
She's got the like delightful little brown hair that just
Mhm.
flows around her face, and it's always. I actually did note like that, like the hair looks really good,
Got
especially
big old
Kano's hair. I think.
pecan colored eyes.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just genuinely very nice.
Mhm.
Um, uh, it was well animated. Voice acting was good.
Yep.
I like this. It pulled at my heartstrings. I am, as viewers know, a romantic at heart. I enjoy a romance anime on
Mhm.
occasion. Some enough to be irritated pretty often by overused trope.
Uh-huh. Sure.
um, but this is good. I don't know if it can continue being good, but
I mean, yeah.
let's hope that it can.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you'd like to approach us, your unapproachable senpai, you can do so at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number. If that's a little too direct, if it's a little too
It's too
forward,
intimidating.
we are also available on Twitter, Blue Sky, at One Episode Cast. Um, just send us a little message, a little
Send
tweet,
us
a
your
little.
self-insert fan fiction where you attempt to gain the attention of us, star of the podcasting team.
One episode rule X reader. Someone write it.